Hi, my name is Marc Belaiche. I'm president of TorontoJobs.ca. Thanks for watching and Happy New Year. Happy 2021. In this short video, I'm going to share with you some thoughts as to what's happening in the jobs market for the week of Monday, January 4th, 2021. Well, here are some New Year's Eve or New Year's resolutions for job seekers that you might want to think about. New Year's is the perfect time for a fresh start, especially after 2020 and putting that behind us. So here's 5 easy resolutions that you can make for 2021 to help you in your career. Number 1, update your resume. Make sure to include your new work and any volunteer experience that you might have. Number 2, enhance your skills. Read, watch videos, take online certification courses, maybe take some online courses from some of the local career colleges or universities. Increase your networking as well. Reach out to new people, join virtual seminars and conferences. TorontoJobs.ca has a number of exciting events lined up for 2021, all virtual. You can check things out at TorontoJobs.ca/news, and later on in this segment, I'm going to share with you some of the events that we're actually holding. Another thing for you to do as a resolution for 2021 is practice your interviewing skills. Practice the different types of interviewing questions that may be out there, and I'm going to share with you some really tough ones shortly. Check out our TorontoJobs.ca YouTube channel as well, and some articles pages for some interviewing tips as well. And make sure to have a good work-life balance. Focusing on the quality of life when you aren't working will help you focus and perform better when you are at work. So have you ever thought about what interview questions are out there? Well, we all know that companies should not be asking questions that can be discriminatory in nature. For example, age, religion, sex, how many kids, and so on. But there are some questions that came out in a survey that you may want to think about, how would I answer these questions? But some organizations have obviously taken it too far, asking impossibly difficult questions to see how somebody would handle under pressure. Well, LinkedIn came up with this list of the hardest interview questions that they've ever heard through a thread. What is the toughest question ever asked in an interview? Well, here are some of the really more challenging ones. How can you drop 2 eggs the fewest amount of times without them breaking? I don't know. What has changed in this room since you walked in? Prove to me that you're honest in a minute. How many stairs did you come across in this building while you were on the way to this interview? So lots of great, difficult questions, so be prepared for anything. Now, according to a recent report from LinkedIn, the share of female new hires surged back almost as quickly as it fell after a massive decline in March last year, and up from March and May in 2020. In a number of countries, women now make a larger share of new hires than they did before the pandemic. Now, it kind of goes without saying, because a lot of the job losses that happened during 2020 were in female-dominated industries. That included retail, hospitality, hotel, tourism, retail, etc. So, these are some of the industries that are predominantly held by females employees. In the credit crisis of 2008 and 2009, we had a situation where there were a lot of males that were terminated and laid off and restructured, because the industries that were impacted were manufacturing primarily, and those are male-dominated industries. So now, what matters most to women when choosing a new job? Well, the top 3 areas: number 1, good work-life balance; number 2, excellent compensation and benefits; and number 3, inspiring colleagues and culture. These are the most important areas for women. Now, online job scams are on the rise during the pandemic year, and this is according to a fraud prevention expert. We've seen it at TorontoJobs.ca also. You want to be on the lookout for it. According to the Canadian Anti-Fraud Centre, there were 2,100 job-related scam complaints across the country by the end of November 2020, compared to 1,764 in all of 2019. Many job scams are becoming more complex and could appear more realistic as Canadians continue to work from home during the pandemic, said Jeff Thompson, a senior RCMP intelligence analyst at the Canadian Anti-Fraud Center. So be aware of frauds and scams that are out there. Now, can you spot a fake job posting? Here are some tips to help you determine if the job you're looking at might be a scam. Look for obvious red flags like spelling errors, email addresses that don't make sense, Gmail, Hotmail type emails, or phone numbers that just don't add up. Do a quick Google search on the company name. You could also try calling the company to inquire about that position. Check to see if the job board you're searching on allows companies to post jobs for free. Toronto Jobs, for example, requires businesses and organizations to sign into their account in order to post job openings. You can also call the job board in question and ask them on the authenticity of their job postings as well. We get calls all the time from people asking if a certain job is legitimate or not. So make sure to ask questions. Be aware also of job postings that offer an exorbitant amount of money for little or no work, or you're working from home. And be aware of how the job is offered to you. Watch out for those that request for your banking information very early in the interview process. These are red flags for you to identify a potential scam. Don't pay for training up front. A lot of companies will invest in their employees to increase their skills by putting them through training courses. Now, also look out for terms that are not Canadian in nature. So, for example, is the word organization spelt with an S? That's a red flag. Do you see terms like 401k or W-9 that are American or US terms? Don't fall for these. These are red flags for you. And be aware of people who are overly nice, but then turn on you quickly if you don't agree to their terms. Recruiters and hiring managers at businesses and organizations are fairly friendly and professional in Canada, but scammers tend to be a little bit more overboard. If you want more career advice and suggestions on that, check out all our videos on our TorontoJobs.ca YouTube channel. Now, what exactly makes for a great corporate culture? Well, the variables range from compensation and benefits to work-life balance, but overall, 94% of employees say they actually work in a positive environment, which is really great to hear. Now, 5 of the top 50 best companies in North America for 2020 were Google, Adobe, HubSpot, Zoom, who had a great year, and Ring Central. They're based out of California. Some of the hot jobs that TorontoJobs.ca is currently recruiting for: a senior manager for a mid-sized public accounting firm with opportunity for partnership that's located in Scarborough. We also have a position for an audit manager in Markham. And then we also have a valuations associate or manager position with a boutique firm in downtown Toronto. I'm also looking for a ghostwriter to work with me personally on a new book that I'm planning on writing. So if you're good with writing, you want to help out with a book that I'm writing, feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn. You can also connect and check out the job postings by visiting TorontoJobs.ca and hover over the recruitment division tab at the top and select recruitment openings. And from there, you can apply directly to the positions. You can also email your resume to resumes@TorontoJobs.ca, and you can text us 24/7 at 289-206-1651. That's text 289-206-1651. Now, if you're watching and you're an organization that's looking for staff, you might be aware that TorontoJobs.ca also can help you find people. We have a senior manager of accounting with 15 years of experience located in Brampton. We also have a paralegal that has 15 years of experience in the York region. And there's also an office accounting manager who's looking for a new position with 10 years of experience in Toronto. If you're interested in any of those candidates, feel free to email sales@TorontoJobs.ca. That's sales@TorontoJobs.ca. Now, I mentioned earlier on that we are presenting a number of cool virtual events, including next Thursday, January 14th, the Student Career Conference. The TO Tech Virtual Hiring Event happens on Wednesday, January 20th. The Canadian Public Accountants Conference on how to find a job happens Wednesday, January 20th in the evening. The Canadian Controllers Conference happens on Thursday, January 21st. And the Canadian Virtual Recruiters Panel happens Monday, January 25th. You don't want to miss that. You can ask live questions to a panel of recruiters that I'm going to be moderating. So you want to check that out. You can visit TorontoJobs.ca/news. That's TorontoJobs.ca/NEWS for information about exhibiting at those events or attending or registering or whatever you'd like to do. You can also check out our new events website that we have set up. You can visit that by going to eventlogic.ca. Sponsorship and exhibitor options are always available for all our events. Thanks for watching. Here's to a great year ahead. Again, feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn if there's anything I can help you out with. And you can also check out our YouTube channel and connect with us on all our social media. We're on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Instagram. Feel free to connect. I'm on regularly on this channel, and I want to wish you a great new year. Best of luck, and let's make this our best year ever. Thanks for watching. Have a great week.